Folks, what's going on? Welcome to the beautiful and scenic Bloodpine Woods, where you're an emperor pushing back greenskin incursions, or for a small fee, you can get a camping permit and come check out these sweet goblin-infested woods, which I guess is what the Skaven and the High Elves did. They came camping, but then decided that they needed to fight each other. You know how it is, you get these two in the same area, and they just have to duke it out. It's something about that high elf order and just the Skaven shenanigans and piles of dung that, they just have to fight it out because they don't get along. In any case, there's going to be two players that I'm real excited about. The Skaven player here is actually XMT HapyPupy, HapyPupy. I'll have a link in the description. She's trying to get a Twitch channel going, streaming Total War. I know I've seen her stream battles. She does a good job, and she's playing against our own Regina here from the community, so this was kind of a cool match. We have one of the figures who's always hanging out in our community and playing a lot of games up with a new and upcoming streamer. She's part of the XMT group that a lot of folks on my Discord enjoy. I like watching the XMT folks go on in tournaments and play in and stuff like that, too. There's a bunch of them that I like to keep an eye on. So anyway, go check out her stuff if you want. I've got a link in the description. I was watching her stream one day. It was pretty fun to watch. So here we go. We've got the Skaven up against the High Elves, and this time the Skaven's going to be led by Ikit Claw. This is no big surprise. Ikit Claw is a really fun pick for Skaven. I love the mobility that the Doom Wheel gives him. Just a nice, fun pick because of the terror and other stuff, too. I think between Skrulk and Ikit, it's probably my favorite picks for the Skaven overall, though there is definitely some other ones that work. There is an Assassin here, and for the abilities on the Assassin, I think it's important to remind people about this Assassin's Trophy. This is a big deal. This really debuffs a Lord or hero very badly. There are concealment bombs, and then there's this rival hide talisman as well, which can go along in that debuff. So an assassin is a really dangerous unit to have to kind of pull down enemy lords and heroes for the Skaven. It's very important. Up front is clan rats and Skaven slaves kind of mixed together here. You can see a lot of, well, actually, it's just Skaven slaves, sorry. And the back right behind them is the clan rats. So we've got one with sword here, several with spears. There is a Warplock Jezzail and Natty Bubo's sharpshooters, very solid units for range against the High Elves as long as they can stay back from the archers, which they should be able to do. And they are shielded and fairly well armored, but you still don't want them trading archer fire. But better to trade with the archers here is the going to be the Poison Wind Mortars. And I really like this unit for kind of anti-archer type duties and anti-infantry. It's a very nice one. Decent range, well enough to get past the archery range of the High Elves. The biggest threat that the High Elves can bring to this type of fight is going to be like a Reaper Bolt Thrower as well. And also probably Horse Archers, which they have here. But Horse Archers definitely can be dealt with too if you get the right Skaven units. So I feel like the Skaven definitely have answers to a lot of these. Overall, the Skaven range is probably more punishing even than the High Elf range, but they're just different kinds, and it kind of depends on what you end up with in the matchup. Anyway, for the rest of the army here, we've got a couple of Rat Ogres, and I really like this pick too. This is a Warp Grinder. Remember, for those maybe not familiar, the Warp Grinder can help control an area because it has an ability that causes enemies to not be able to move, and it's within this 40-meter radius around them for a short period of time. It's a great way to control an area around your support units, and in working in conjunction with these Rat Ogres could be very effective. So really cool placement there by HapyPupy. And as for Regina, her army doesn't disappoint. This is very Regina-like when it comes to high elf builds. She's got a lot of mobility and focuses on that, and that's just typically the play style I see from her and kind of come to expect. Nothing wrong with it. It's fun. She's got an Illyrian Reaver up front and an Illyrian Reaver Archer. And then behind them, there's going to be several units of Silverhelms. Silverhelms are going to make a nice unit against the Skaven. They're pretty well armored. They hit really hard on the charge against unarmored units, which is most Skaven units. And Skaven don't love fighting big cavalry units. It's not really their forte per se. There's going to be a main line of Rangers. I love this pick too. Rangers have a little bit of physical resistance. Going to be very good against unarmored opponents. Where Rangers would not probably do well would be something maybe like a Plague Monk, but then again, I haven't really played that out to see exactly how that goes down. But against the typical Skaven infantry you see brought, Rangers are going to be a very solid pick. There's a couple of standard archers, and then a couple of not Reaper Bolt Throwers, Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers. I'm giving the elves the wrong ones here. And then we do have a Mage Lore of Beast here. And that's going to be with just a Flock of Doom and the transformation, which basically is going to summon your Manticore. And then as for the leadership and monsters, We've got a princess on a griffin, which is a cool new mount available to the high elves, so the princess can skirmish and have solid melee stats here, though her armor admittedly is probably not as high as a lot of units that you're going to see on a griffin, so she doesn't get every benefit of being on the griffin, but still a cool hybrid unit. And then we also have this Flamespire Phoenix here, which is a very aggressive, nice support unit for getting a lot of damage done. It's very mobile as well. So in this battle, we're going to get things started. The Skaven, we got Natty Boobos and the Poison Wind Mortars opening up, driving back the Illyrian Reavers and the Illyrian Reaver Archers. So Regina is going to fall back from that. HapyPupy is definitely going to be looking for targets of opportunity. That is how the Skaven play. You can see that the Bolt Throwers are going to open fire, and they are actually targeting the Rat Ogres to start with. Kind of surprised to not see him going for the what do you call it, the Warp Block Jezzails, but Regina may want to take away the mobility of the Skaven, and if she does take away the mobility, the Skaven are probably finished. These 3 Rat Ogres are very important for defeating her Silver Helms, so this is also a very viable target, regardless of whether she chose the one that I would have expected. You can see the Flamespire Phoenix use its Fiery Poo ability, or, oh wait, it's a bomb. Yeah, Poo Bomb. That's what birds do, right? They poo bomb. Anyway, so the Flamespire Phoenix is going to do a little bit of a bombing run here early, trying to get the attention of Skaven units, probably just disrupt, get someone a little bit off guard. This is a good way to use a more mobile force, but Skaven have the Howling Warp Gale, and they're going to drop it here, and I figured that the Flamespire Phoenix would start getting owned by the Jezzails. And I don't know if this was a mistake or intentional, but the Princess becomes the target while the Howling Warp Gale is going on. The Princess is going to juke a lot of this, and the Flamespire Phoenix does get free. However, the Skaven still do manage to get a couple of shots here for free on the Flamespire Phoenix and drive it back. So it wasn't a total mishap, because there's still some decent little damage here that got done, and it drove the Flamespire Phoenix out. Now the Rangers are spread pretty wide, and there's not enough of them to engage every Skaven infantry unit. So let's take a look here. The Rangers clashing with the Skaven. This is like a more unarmored version of a Black Art Corsair. It's probably a decent comparison. And while they lack a little bit of armor, they do have some physical resistance. Going to be very good against low armor. That's exactly what you're seeing here. They are just absolutely chewing up the Skaven infantry, but not all the Skaven infantry were engaged. So nice outflanking there by HapyPupy. And we did get a summon here. The Feral Manticore is up. You can see the Silver Helms looking to get through the flank. Nice use of the decoy here on the Ishka's Triads. I failed to call out this unit earlier. The decoy on the Ishka's Triads is a great way to blunt the charge of an enemy without actually losing a unit and making the Triads help pay themselves off. You can see that the Warp Grinders got in here and did lock down the Silver Helms. And this is a great play here by HapyPupy. The terror of Ikit Claw on his little hamster wheel comes into play, and a lot of the Illyrian Reavers and Silver Helms go running. Regina is going to pounce in here with the Manticore while dropping the Flamespire Poo Bombs and getting some work done there. But look at this over here. This Silver Helm got through, managed to chase some units off, and now it looks like it's harassing a Poison Wind Mortar, but there is some Rat Ogres on the way to help it. One Warp Lock Jezzail got taken down pretty well. So Regina's Bolt Thrower is getting some work done here, but look at this Clan Rat. It couldn't be stopped, so it got through. It's taken out a Bolt Thrower. That's a very good trade for a Clan Rat, and you can see the Archers getting disrupted a little bit here too. But check out these Rangers, 56 kills. These ones were doing very nicely until Ikit Claw dropped a Brass Orb all over them. Nice dodge of the lightning there by Regina. Look at these Rangers, 50 kills, almost no damage. So the Rangers are doing very well in this fight. What they're not going to do any good against is Ikit Claw. And the regrouped cavalry now has managed to come in and rout Ishka's Triads. You still have Rat Ogres, and you still have Warp Grinder. A lot of stuff going on here. Seismic Snare being used now. Those units can't move, but the Princess is supporting. The Illyrian Reaver Archers are supporting, and you can see a push here of the Ranger Infantry trying to get to the Poison Wind Mortars. You've also still got an Assassin and a lot more Rat Ogres back here. So this fight's far from over. These Rangers took a lot of damage from Ikit Claw. They were in very good shape. That Brass Orb really kind of shut those units down, and that was a big play by the Skaven. Ikit's getting in here and causing some pretty intense damage. His units were getting wrecked, but now he's coming in here and kind of turning the tide on this and actually turning this infantry fight against the Elves, even though it started heavily in their favor. The Skaven are regrouping. They're going to be able to come in for seconds, right? It's kind of like the Hobbits. You can't have enough breakfast. Well, the Skaven can't help but rout and then just keep coming back from routing. So sometimes you either have to chase their units off if you can, or just be prepared to face them in a second wave. You see the Princess here supporting her Rangers, trying to get at these natty boobos, and she does, but now she's going to be facing off against an assassin, a bunch of rat ogres, and warp grinder team, so not ideal. There is some ranger support nearby. We do have the feral manticore that had been summoned earlier, trying to do some work back here. Look at the continued use of the warp lightning. This one pretty good. Got a hold of a few of the archers. Regrouped infantry headed that way. Regina's trying to counter with a mage and a ranger. A lot going on in this battle. Both players having to fight on multiple fronts at the same time, so really kind of a cool job. You can see Regina pulls out of this fight. It's not really going to be what she wants to take at the moment. These rangers will get left alone. They probably won't survive this, but she's going to go elsewhere and try her luck, and so the Skaven are going to get an engagement there that they should be able to win. Meanwhile, Ikit Claw has just been back here cleaning house. He's got 82 kills. There's only a few rangers left back in this vicinity, and the main killing portion of Regina's army is now down to these silver helms and the Phoenix and the Griffin. Another very nice brass orb here, though, is going to do some damage to the cavalry. And you're going to see an attempted breath spell here from the Skaven. Mostly missing, but I mean, some of the stuff hitting his mark. Look, there's a terrified. Ikit took a lot of damage from the princess there. But his terror is going to be a problem for sure. You can see him coming in here and pushing out these silver helms. He's got nice armor piercing. Even though he's technically meant for anti-infantry work, Ikit can certainly get some work done against these silver helms better than a lot of the units in the Skaven army. Not all, but a lot of them. So here's that little support core here, the rat ogres and the warp grinders. I love seeing these teams move together. Got Poison Wind mortars back here that aren't very well supported. These Reaver archers may be able to take them out. Actually, probably should be able to, because the only thing back here to protect is clan rats. So this might be a good grab for Regina there. Ooh, yeah, this mage is in trouble. If he gets caught by those rat ogres, it is done for. You see the princess trying to help get rid of Ikit Claw, and that's understandable. Ikit Claw is a mess right now. He's up to 100 kills, and he's managed to turn what was a good fight for these rangers into a bad fight for the rangers, so Ikit Claw has turned that around fairly significantly. The princess wants to charge him, and if she gets a couple of good charges, she could probably finish the job here. So Ikit will definitely want to avoid that fight if possible. See the Illyrian Reavers and Silver Helms charging the kind of regrouped Skaven infantry. Over here, the Silver Helms actually defeated by the Clan Rat Spears because they were relatively outmatched. Now, I don't remember if this replay was in the live version or the 1.92 beta. I'm on the 1.92 beta right now. So I guess if Regina and HapyPupy watch it and think that something wasn't quite in line, now I have watched the replay, and I think that it looks like it ends the way I would think it should have, but we'll see. I can let them comment on that. I've been basically playing on the 1.92 beta. I feel like it's better. Obviously, it fixes some bugs and stuff. So I've kind of just been trying to keep my game on. It takes forever to switch back and forth. I do have two computers set up in my studio, though, so I keep one of the computers on the live build, and I keep one on the 1.92. And then I always keep a second computer ready to record, just in case something happens to my first one. I can try and keep content flowing to you all while I'm fixing one. Very close fight, actually, right now. Very close. Ikit's alive. He's actually skirmishing a little with the princess. Maybe not intentionally, but it's doing that. The princess is skirmishing with him as well, trying to finish him. And she does pretty decent missile strength here. Ikit's pretty well armored. It'll help him. Look at that. Another brass orb, and not a bad placement either. Taking out some of these rangers. The rangers are definitely... there's ranger danger. The Skaven are having ranger danger. And they got rid of it. It's very nicely done here by HapyPupy. Regina being patient here, trying to use the rest of her ammunition on Ikit Claw, which is exactly what she should do. This is the most dangerous unit the Skaven have here. Not the only one, but probably the most dangerous one. There's a few regrouped archers back here that almost finished off all their ammunition. Then the Reaver archers back here have finished their ammunition now. They weren't able to save the mage. These Silver Helms are chasing out some infantry, and then the Flamespire Phoenix was also chasing out some units. Ikit Claw now routes. The princess is out of ammo, but should be able to escort him off the battlefield. And then that's going to leave the Skaven with a Warp Grinder team, a Rat Ogre, an Assassin, which is really important because it could provide enough leadership to keep these Skaven going. There's another Rat Ogre out here, but it's going to need to get back into play. You can obviously tell, though, they really don't want that Mage of Beast coming back, and I don't blame them. If the Mage gets off a Summon or a Flock of Doom or something like that, it could end the battle. So very important for HapyPupy to make sure that that Mage stays gone. You can see Regina here making use of her last poo bombs. Yep. Those are actually pretty effective, especially later in a game when a unit's already taken a bunch of damage, it can kill a fair few unit models if you're dropping it onto a somewhat damaged unit. So we're going to have a very close finish here between the Skaven and the High Elves, very close. So the mage is shattered. HapyPupy can cease pursuit there. The Silver Helms over here are free. These Reaver Archers are actually about to get boxed in here in between Rat Ogres. They do take a just small charge here, but for the most part, it looks like they're going to be able to sneak their way out of here. So they do get out, manage to get away. You can see the Master Assassin and other units here hoping to catch these Reaver Archers, but it's a pretty quick unit, not something that they're likely to catch. The Rat Ogres are definitely a fast unit for the Skaven. Very nice unit. In fact, Rat Ogres are probably underestimated by a lot of people. They're a really solid unit if you can get them into the fight without being charged head-on by heavier cavalry. They actually do fairly well, all things considered. Now, Regina's going to pick off a few straggler units here to try and prevent the Skaven from getting regrouped to their full potential. I think this is a smart move for any faction in just about any fight. This Archer unit is wavering, probably not going to last much longer with the Skaven in pursuit. So you can see HapyPupy kind of attempting the same thing. Now, this unit doesn't have any ammo. It's not a huge danger, but you do what you can when you have the opportunity to get rid of units, because all of it plays into the power bar potentially, and the power bar can turn against you rather quickly in a fight like this. See Regina flying over again. I don't know if she has more Flamespire bombs or not, or if she's just trying to feint a charge here or draw out any abilities. That may be the case, like the Assassin has the abilities to debuff. It's possible that she's just trying to draw that out and see if she can get it wasted while her unit's still in the air. Feinting is a pretty effective strategy if you're able to use it right. So we're going to see the fight get underway again here. I'm going to leave the UI on so you all can kind of see what's happening, because it's a very close fight. The Warp Grinders use their ability here, so you're going to see Assassin's Trophy come into play as well. And that did stop the Silver Helms momentarily from being able to charge, so that's a good play by the Skaven. You can see the Princess getting caught in here by the Assassin, and the Rat Ogres probably not ideal. Same thing, the Flamespire Phoenix is trying to get away and get another charge, which is what it needs to do, while the Horse Cavalry holds. You see that some of the Skaven's units, the Warp Grinders, the Clan Rat Spears, are routing. One of the Rat Ogres routes. So this is looking a little bit rough for Skaven, but I mean the power bar is still somewhat close, but you can see it now teetering for the High Elves. And in this case, it ends up being a valiant defeat for a HapyPupy and a narrow victory for Regina. So fun fight here. Fun fight indeed. Regina got to rep her High Elves. HapyPupy I saw playing a lot of different factions and trying out new things, so that's always cool. And remember, the Falcon has that army guide out there, too, if you wanted to try out a whole bunch of new stuff for just different factions and matchups. I've been meaning, I've got to get back in and playing more battles in the Discord. It's just been a very busy couple of weeks at work, so I haven't had as much time to get on there as I want. I still drop by and say hi where I can. I did get a stream in finally last night. I will be trying to get more active again on the Discord. If I ever go like partially slack on it, don't ever think it's because I'm giving up on it. It's just because things got busy. I love participating in that Discord, and we get to find other cool community members here. HapyPupy will be posting in the other announcements part of my Discord if she wants when she's streaming. I'm sure my mods can set her up with that, and like I said, I'll link to her stuff. And then Regina, thanks for sending this my way. It was a very fun battle to watch. It was a close one. Two players playing well. I think fun army picks for both sides. Getting to see some of the new High Elf units in action here with the Rangers. Definitely a good matchup for them potentially against Skaven. And then nice play here by the Skaven, using all these different tools that the Skaven have that makes them a dangerous faction. I mean, if we look at key units, obviously Ikit Claw was a big play here. He did very well. I thought HapyPupy did some decent skirmishing with her units as well. And then the Rat Ogres were a really nice play too. I loved how they were supported by the Warp Grinder team. That was a really nice combo. And then that Assassin as well. So if a unit dives in, the Assassin debuffs the unit. So nice play. Cool use of the Flamespire Phoenix and a Princess on a Griffin. Just again showing the versatility and army picks that the High Elves really have now. High Elves have an amazing, amazing variety of Lord leadership picks and build combinations now, because they can get an Archmage with any of the basic lores of Magic. So really cool in that. You got Griffin mounts now for the Princess and the Prince. So there's a lot of different types of builds you can bring in. And then with the new units, Silver and Guard actually change a lot of matchups for the High Elves. The Greenskins really struggle against Silver and Guard and Melee. It is not a unit that they tend to do well against. So there are units like that have kind of really changed the dynamic for the High Elves and made them a much more interesting faction in multiplayer, and I really enjoy it. Hope you all enjoyed this one. I'll be having some more Total War content and Warhammer soon, plus some Rome 2 Total War tournament videos. We're going to finish that I started, and then I'll be doing some more historical content as well. I'm going to be trying to sprinkle the historical content in as best I can. Just try and keep the variety coming and cover a lot of fun stuff here. All games that I love. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing out for now. I will see you all soon on another video.